The Inconceivable Crew, Coach Amelia here with part 2 of the banana split squat workout series. This is the workout explanation with technique tips and scaling options. I'm going to go over the details of the workout here today. For banana split squat, we're going to do 200 reps of any combination of the following 4 movements: hollow rocks, alternating hand to foot V-ups, sit-ups, or elbow to plank push-ups. And you can choose any combination. You could do 200 of just one of those. You could split it up evenly between them. You could do some sets of 10 and keep rotating through until you get to 200 total. The catch is every 2 minutes, we have to stop and do 5 1.5 lunges on each leg. Okay, so that'll slow us down a little bit. And we do have a 16-minute time cap for this workout. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through each of these movements, including those 1.5 lunges, kind of a split squat type movement, and give you some scaling options, and then we'll get rolling. So the first movement that we have is the hollow rock. And these are all core-based exercises. We're going to really be using our core for this. And for the hollow rock, we want to think about zipping up the midline or on the ground. You want to think about engaging so our low back is on the ground and there's no space there between our low back and the floor. And what I like to do is start with my legs up pretty high, 90 degrees, and my arms as well, and I lower toward the floor, zipping up my midline until I start to feel a break. And if I start to feel that give, I back off a little bit. And some people might be higher. Some people can get all the way down here and listen to your body on what's manageable. And then once you're there, you start the rock. So you keep that same angle in your body, but you're really engaging the core and initiating that movement. So you can rock and count every time your feet come down, kind of below your eye level, and that is an option. If the hollow rock is too much, you could use dead bugs as your alternative for this. So you could be here, and you could lower opposite arm and leg for this, or you could just do leg lifts, okay, lowering the legs to the floor and coming back up, or lowering them as far as you can and coming back up. So those would be some alternatives for that portion. And again, you can do any number of any of these. So you could just eliminate hollow rocks if it was too much, or you could use some of those substitute exercises. The second option is hand to foot V-ups. And so a traditional V-up is when we're lying flat, and we come up and we touch both of our toes at the same time. And that can be a pretty tough movement. And so this alternative means we can take our opposite arm to opposite foot, and you can come up off the ground. Or if that's too much, you could just reach, kind of like an extended dead bug, all the while always thinking about zipping up and engaging the core before we get into any of those movements. And these we would count as 1, 2, okay? So if we're counting those, you count every time you touch a toe. Those are the alternating V-ups. Again, you can do it straight leg, kind of like it's a dead bug. Our sit-up, if you have an ab mat, you can use that, and you can sit it under you, or you can just be on the floor. I like to sit in a butterfly position for this, so putting my heels together, knees apart, lying back, and you can use your arms for momentum to help you sit up. And the rep ends when your shoulders are in front of your hips. So we don't sit up just to here. We want to get all the way forward, closing that angle of the hips to really get that full range of motion. Sitting back, sitting up, sitting back, and sitting up. And the last one is the elbow to plank push-up. Let me adjust this down just a teeny bit. An elbow to plank push-up is when we're in our push-up position and we lower to elbow, elbow, and then push up, and that's 1. And ideally you're alternating. Opposite arm comes down first, and then press up, and that's 2. Okay, from the side, we want to make sure we're keeping that tall, strong plank. Elbow, elbow, press up, 1. Elbow, elbow, press up, 2. Some options for this would be to perform it from the knees. So you could be here, elbow, elbow, press, press. Think about keeping that plank position in the body. Elbow, elbow, press, press. I do recommend having something under your arms. You can get a little rug burn from this. So let's see how this towel holds up for me, or how many reps I do for this one. You can just hold a plank if it gets to be too rough on the elbows. And try to do a count, and we'll have the clock running here. And if we look at how long it takes to do 1, elbow, elbow, up, that's about 3 seconds. for 1 rep. So if you want to hold a 3 or 4 count to get you to 1. So if you watch the clock, 1, 2, 3 is 1. If you want to count that and just accumulate, maybe 30 seconds, get you 10 reps if you're doing planks there. If any of that gets to be too much, you can also do the bird dog if you're having any stress in the abdomen. So like we did in the warm-up, alternating one arm and the opposite leg, and kind of as 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can do a standing plank at the wall. Demonstrated that before. And if we come here, and if I'm standing, I could stand and not be active, or I could really scoot back, engage, squeezing glutes, hamstrings, quads, core, and really being firm in that. And again, holding that plank for say 30 seconds gets you a 10 rep count. We're accumulating 200 of all those core movements in total. Any combination, any order, any of your choosing, you can go one of each and keep rotating through. You can get creative with it. Remember, every 2 minutes, we have to stop and do a 1.5 lunge per leg. And what that means is we're going to lunge forward, touch the knee, come up halfway, touch the knee again, and then stand back. And that's 1.5 or 1 rep. We have to do 5 of those. So we need 5 each leg, so 10 total. Up, down, and back. Forward, up, down, and back. And from the side, thinking about keeping that torso upright and stacked. We're getting the knee to the ground. We're at 90 and 90. We're coming up. So we're feeling that activation in the glutes and that front quad, down and up. If that's too much, you can just do a traditional squat, doing down, you come up partially, down and up for 10, or using a target. If you're not squatting quite to full depth, you could do a squat, a slight lift, a touch again, and an up. So those are some options you have for those split squat options. I'm going to show you the workout one more time for your visual purposes. Okay, banana split squat, 200. Any combination of these, so keeping track is going to be a challenge. Maybe doing smart sets of 10. I'll have my trusty pen markers with me for mine. Of hollow rocks, alternating hand to foot V-ups, sit-ups, elbow plank push-ups, or any of those scaling options I offered for you. And every 2 minutes, we're going to do 5 1.5 lunges, or the scaling option that you've decided for each leg. And we have a 16-minute time cap. So the clock will be counting down. It should give us a ding every 2 minutes so we can stay on track. Join me in the next video when we do the workout.